we'll start with Clemson because we talked to Dabo earlier today.
Good.
He basically told us last year was just a bad chapter in a great book. Do you agree with that, or are they a program that might be on the decline?
I'm I don't think they're a bad program on the decline. I mean, what they've been able to do has been tremendous. I mean, you don't win 2 national championships, playing the game 4 or 5 times, and not know how to adjust, not know how to get better. Now, has that been a little bit of a curve and have things, not gone favorably for them? Absolutely. But, I look at their, last 4 years or 5 years, wherever you want to say the decline started, and there's probably 90% of the country that would kill to have those 5 years on their plate right now. So, I think it is, interesting for subject for people who have kind of hated on him and that thing, and not saying that's what's happening here, but for them to sit here and
Maybe
say it's over. You're right. Maybe, some of the other folks at our network, but no, I don't think so, man. I mean, this guy is the best of what he does. Very talented team, just had 9 guys drafted. I mean, and they couldn't get it done for whatever reason. So what did you learn from that year? How do you make sure it never happens again? The changes that he has obviously made on the staff and bringing different guys in. My old offensive coordinator, Chad Morris. The quarterback situation to me is obviously the most interesting. Mm-hmm. What are they going to do there? But, outside of that, man, there's pieces everywhere. There's wide receivers that are insane. There's, offensive linemen that when healthy are very, very good. Sammy Brown probably going to end up being a top 10 pick. I mean, That guy's a freak. So, what does it all look like this year is going to be fascinating to me. And we'll know in a hurry, right? I mean, they're going to Baton Rouge to play a team in LSU that, is expected to play for a national championship.
And it's crazy because when we sat here this time last year, Clemson literally had, if there were 22 guys on the All-ACC team, I think they had like 12 of them.
Right.
Everybody we were voting, I was like, oh, there. How did it go sideways last year?
No clue, man. I mean, it's one of those where there's a couple of different instances these last 5 years I'd love to see the book on and just say, what really happened? And, is it guys were making too much money, and then when they lost that first game, they're like, well, I'm good. I'm going to the NFL. I'll be fine.
Right.
Because that's what it looked like at times, which is disheartening. Was it, not having the right body types to operate the new defensive system that was in place? Was it, guys not paying? You look at that Duke game, and you look at that secondary, guys were checked out.
Right.
I mean, there's like 10 seconds left in the half. They're in cover 2, back the hell up.
Right.
And it's an 80-yard bomb. And it's just like, what? How does that happen? So, that's not coaching. Mm-hmm. That's guys, not giving a dang about where they are. So, to me, it's fascinating, man, just how that happens so quickly. But they got some of those guys out, and some are on to the NFL. So, now are you in a place where you go get some guys that are hungry, where you go get some guys that maybe are a little faster, a little longer, that fit your, defensive scheme better? It needs to look drastically different.
Eric Mac Lain, ACC Network host, joining us right here on the Fan 680 and 93.7 FM. Let's go to the flip side. A team that slowly built under Mario Cristobal gets to a national title game. I know you were the banging the drum all through the selection, like put them in, they deserve to be there, and they proved that they deserve to be there. Now the question is, can Miami win again when they're supposed to win?
Right. And that's different, man, that expectation and that mindset. And to me, the answer is yes, especially with a guy like, Mario Cristobal. It's in his blood. It's his DNA. He is Miami, and Miami is he. So, to me, what they have right now, the expectation is a natty. And we kind of asked them around it, and we asked Mensah and Coach, and they kind of, not tippy-toed, but downplay it, which I understand. But I think there's also something to, like, yeah, man, we are that team. And we know that, and we're going to go, and chase that. And maybe that comes after you win one, and you're chasing a second one as a coach. But they are. They have totally reloaded the QB position. I think Mensah's going to fall somewhere between Cam Ward and Carson Beck. I think they're going to be better throwing the football than they were a year ago, pushing it downfield, being able to be, more dynamic there. The interesting thing for Mensah is just you're not at Tulane. Right. You're not at Duke. You're in the spotlight, in the city, in the place that is the brand of college football when it's on. And so how do you handle that? How do you handle you don't need to be Superman? Okay, You got Malley, just get him the ball. You have your guy Cooper Barkate, just get him the ball. You don't have to force anything. Oh, they went too high. They've got guys in windows. Mark Fletcher's right behind you. Hand it to him. Right. So being able to see that, being able to adjust, I have very high hopes and aspirations for what Miami is able to do this year. And listen, the biggest concern, and I know who you love and you see it and all these different things, the lines of scrimmage are going to be fine.
Right.
I know you lost 2 first-round picks at the edge position. I know you lost a first-round pick at the offensive tackle position. You bring in the best offensive lineman prospect in like 10 years in Jackson Cantwell. He's going right now. He's ready. You have Damon Wilson, who was a freak at Missouri and at Georgia the last 2 years, who's going to be fine. You have Lightfoot, who got plenty of burn in this college football playoff run, Moten and Scott, and I can just go on and on. So everybody who points at that and says, well, looky, do not ever worry about the line of scrimmage with Mario Cristobal, okay?
Right.
It's going to be just fine.
What about Georgia Tech? So Georgia Tech gets off to an 8-0 start. We're going crazy down here in Atlanta. Haynes King is in the Heisman conversation. And then the trapdoor falls out from under him. And Brent Key's replacing a lot this year. And we'll talk to Coach Key coming up here in just a little while. How do you think they respond from what happened with a 1-4 finish?
Yeah, it was, it was fascinating to see that because everything was in front. I mean, we literally thought, okay, here we go. It's going to be Miami and it's going to be Georgia Tech in this ACC Championship, and somebody's going to a playoff, maybe both. And then it just fell apart. And it just literally was different. And I don't know if there were injuries that happened, and of course we remember things differently, but it just didn't work for whatever reason for those last 4 games or last 4 of the 5, and was just really bizarre to look at the way that it happened. So now you replace a lot. What do? You have a new quarterback, which Haynes King was the relative heart and soul of that team. He was the leader. He was the tone setter. He's gone. He's doing whatever at the next level. You bring in Mendoza, who is obviously the brother of the first overall pick, the Heisman Trophy winner, a guy that has sat and waited his turn. Well, now he wants to go somewhere else and play here. Can they develop him enough into a passer? I think he's very athletic, which kind of fits the mold. But I like the backfield. I mean, Justice Haynes is a bad boy. He's a guy that is going to absolutely run through your face, and he likes it. And so, they play Colorado early, week 1, I believe it is. We might not see the real team yet. I think they run it 50 times against those boys. I mean, I think they try to impose their will against Colorado. But then for me, it's what's next. What do they look like? What can they do? Buster Faulkner moved on to Florida, their offensive coordinator. There's a lot of question marks, but I believe in Coach Key. I believe in what he's built, and I have to think that it's sustainable.
And you guys are going to be there week 2.
Come on, baby.
Let's go. You're coming to the A.
I cannot wait. I'm so juiced up for that.
So we got to get you in studio
anytime.
Up by the Battery. Maybe we'll get to a baseball game.
That'll be fun.
New faces and new places. Real quick, I know you got to run, but I got to ask you, James Franklin coming to Virginia Tech. I think it's a home run hire. Did he get a raw deal at Penn State? Maybe, maybe not. But Virginia Tech needed somebody that's going to come get that program back. Is he the guy to get them back to 9-10 wins?
I think so. I mean, and listen, I don't think it happens this year. I believe in him, and they had a great infusion of resources and money, and changing leadership. So it's all linear. It's all forward thinking in this football program. But I believe in him, and I think he has a boulder-sized chip on his shoulder that he, feels like you just said, kind of got a raw deal, which I agree. And he wants to prove it. He's not doing TV. He's not sitting on the beach counting his money that he got from them. He went straight to a place that recruits against those guys and might have to see them one day. So I love that. I love his energy, his moxie, and I think he brought enough guys in. To me, this year, 6 wins, 7 wins. I feel good about what they can build. And they're able to keep going in the right direction.
Miami and who in the ACC title game?
I'm with SMU right now. I think the Ponies are going to be good, which would be
fun.
fun. It's kind of a Miami championship. That'll be fun.
That would be great. Great to talk to you as
too,
always.
brother.
We'll catch up with you soon.
Great to see you, baby. Thank you.